And a lot of women aren't stuck because they don't know what to do. They're stuck because they're afraid to admit what no longer fits. Hi, my friend. Welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and I've overcome some of the most devastating heartbreaks I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself stuck in sadness after a broken heart, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest hurts. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those heartbreaks. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. In our last episode, we talked about that feeling of being stuck, even when your life looks fine on paper. But today, I want to go a layer deeper. I want to talk to the woman who feels like she's trying to fit a square peg into a round hole every single day. Maybe that's your job. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your health, your body, your energy. Maybe it's financial pressure that's constantly weighing on you. Or maybe, just maybe, it's not just one thing. Maybe it's a combination of all of it. And it's so cloudy, so overwhelming that you can't even untangle what it is that needs to change first. Now, here's what makes this even harder. From the outside, your life might actually look pretty good. You've done what you were supposed to do. You've made responsible choices. You've shown up. You've built something. And now you're sitting here thinking, I should be grateful. I should be happy. But you're also thinking, why does this feel so hard? And it's that tension, my friend, that's where so many women get stuck. So let's try to take a step back and understand what's really happening when this happens. Because the problem isn't that you've done something wrong. The problem is that you've outgrown something. And maybe something you haven't even acknowledged yet. You made decisions based on who you were at the time, and those decisions, they probably made perfect sense then when you made them. But now you've evolved. You've grown. You've changed. You see things differently and you want different things. And your life, it just hasn't caught up to who you've become. And a lot of women aren't stuck because they don't know what to do. They're stuck because they're afraid to admit what no longer fits. Now, why does this feel so confusing to us? And this is where it gets tricky because it's not always obvious. It's not like there's one clear thing that you can just point to and say, that's it. That's the problem right there. My friend, it's layered. Your job feels off, but maybe it's tied to your financial security. Or your relationship feels strained, but maybe it's tied to how you've been showing up. Your energy feels low, but maybe it's connected to everything else that's going on in your life. So instead of clarity, you feel overwhelmed and inundated with maybes. And when everything feels all tangled up like that in a big ball of yarn, it's easier to just do nothing and stay stuck. But that's a problem. And this is exactly why getting clear on your values matters so much. Because once you identify what actually matters to you now at your current state, current age, and current life situation, it becomes a lot easier to recognize what actually still fits in your life and what doesn't anymore. And I want to be real with you again, because that's what we do here. We don't sugarcoat. This isn't something that you figure out once and you never revisit again. Even now, there are moments where I have to pause and ask myself, does this still fit who I am right now? Because as long as you are living and breathing, growth doesn't stop. And neither does the need to realign and reassess. And just like we've talked about before, when you're in it, when you're living it every day, day in and day out, with all of the complications of feelings and emotions and relationships and situations, it's hard for you to see it clearly, because you're trying to make sense of something that you're emotionally connected to, something that you've invested time in, energy in, money in, identity in. And so instead of being able to step back and see it clearly, you stay in it, trying to make it work, trying to force it, trying to adjust yourself, because you've invested all of that. And because you've invested all of that, you try these things instead of questioning whether or not it actually even fits your life and you anymore. Trying to make that square peg fit into a round hole. So, my friend, if this is hitting you emotionally, maybe even physically, if you're recognizing yourself in this scenario, I don't want you to walk away thinking, I need to go fix everything in my life because it's all out of order. That's never going to work. We just don't work that way as humans. Our brains and our hearts can't digest so much change at once. So I want you to start here. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself about what feels off. Be honest with yourself about what feels forced. Be honest with yourself about what you've been trying to make work that just doesn't. Start with this journal prompt. Where in my life do I feel like I'm forcing something to fit? And then I want you to go a little deeper with this one. What am I afraid might be true if I admit that this thing or this person no longer fits me? And then one layer deeper. Am I trying to adjust myself instead of questioning whether the situation itself is right for me? Doing all that self-manipulation will have you feeling stuck, friend. So ask yourself those questions and sit with the answers. And I know, trust me, I know this is a hard place to sit, but it's also a powerful one, because honesty, that's where real change begins. And in our next episode, we're going to talk about something that keeps a lot of women stuck longer than they need to be. This idea that staying busy means you're moving forward. And remember, you don't have to force what doesn't fit anymore. My friend, you are allowed to realign. So if this resonated with you, if you found yourself somewhere in this episode and you're sitting there thinking, okay, this is me, but what does this actually mean? I want to remind you that I created something just for this specific situation. It's a simple self-check called How Stuck Are You? And it will help you see whether you're feeling slightly stuck, somewhat stuck, or seriously stuck, and what that might be showing you about your life right now. You can take it right on your phone. Just head over to bouncebackblackwoman.com and you'll find the link there. And as always, my friend, it's not just me. It's not just you. It's us. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey, and guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.